Hi, everybody. My name is Linda G.S. My middle name and last name came by that way honorably. And I am abstinent today because I weigh and measure 3 meals a day off our wonderful Cambridge Gray Sheet. I commit those meals to my sponsor. Do not eat in between, no matter what. And thanks to the grace of God and this fellowship mostly, I have I have 192 days, but I also am grateful and abstinent. Um, I have never not been grateful here. And that's weird because I was such a down and dirty eater. But somehow I walked into the Gray Sheet rooms knowing in 1998 that I would never weigh and measure again. Had done that in another fellowship, of course, with exception, and it didn't work. So wasn't going to do it. But I walked into these rooms and I heard somebody who had then, I think about 20 some years, 20, about 15 years. And I fell in love with what I heard. I had been in OA for 13 years. I was glad to get the big book, glad to know it, but I never could stay abstinent. Because I lied to my sponsor, 2, because I drank wine until somebody said, you're not supposed to do that on the Gray Sheet, on the OA. So, these things went over my head. Oops.
Joanne Rudolph VV 119.
I have to turn this off just a second. There, sorry about that. Now let me turn off my phone so nothing comes in. Sorry about that. I had tried everything. I know in the other fellowship, I was always pushing the limits. They said you could have one particular vegetable, which we do not have, which is foods we avoid. You could have it twice a week. To me, hey, if you can have it twice a week, you can have it 4 times or 5 times a week. I was always terminally unique, and I came in here and it was different. The first silly thing, but it's, hey, whatever catches you, is in the other fellowship I was in 2 other 12-step fellowships. People would come up to you and say, hi, how you doing, Theta? Good to see you. Oh, go on to the next person. There was no listening. And I sat down in that first meeting, I was early, and I heard one person, they're both in a Gray Sheet today, say, hey, you mentioned this last week. Whatever happened about that? That appealed to me. The fellowship really brought me in. And then I heard people talking about how they could do this for 90 days. To me, 90 days was crazy. You can't stay abstinent for 90 days. That's ridiculous. But I heard people, I saw people who were slim, but more than that, they were sane. I don't think I was sane, and I could recognize what sanity was in others. And so somebody not qualified, but just spoke at the meeting. I liked her. I said, can you sponsor me? She couldn't, she didn't have 90 days. But her sponsor came up to me and said, I'll start you off. She later told the meeting, this is the Westport, Connecticut meeting, that she didn't think I had a chance in hell when getting abstinent coming from OA. But I knew how miserable I was. I was in a job where I was supposed to look good, and I'd look into these windows, the doors, reflection, and see this waddling person who I just really hated. And I had the feuds, I had the, resentments, I had all the things that to me are what I've always seen in like AA, but I saw it in me that I was not the person I wanted to be. Um, so anyway, so I came in, I got abstinent, and it wasn't pink cloud abstinence. I worked it exactly the way our gray sheet is written. I, if I had to make a food change, I called someone and it worked. And I lost weight, but weight wasn't the most important thing. The 90 pounds on, or 120 pounds on my brain was even more important. And for 24, and I usually don't give the number because I think that's gone. For 24 and a half years, I never considered having anything off the gray sheet. And now that's weird because I was such a junk eater. But I got memories of things like one particular sweet treat. I remember getting before gray sheet, a box of those, and I would have one, and it would be like an orgasm. Your head would blow off, and then I'd take another. It was good, but it wasn't quite the same. Then I'd have a third, and it was diminishing returns. It would be, and by the time I had eaten half the box, I was so disgusted in myself that no longer felt like a treat to me. And I kept that memory that was given to me to realize, hey, if I can't have X for the rest of my life, that's not the worst thing. Look at all that I get instead. Fellowship, sanity, honesty, integrity. Well, for all that time, and I had a lot of no matter what's, pancreatic tumor, something in my lung, parents dying, my son-in-law dying at age 44. There were lots of no matter what's, but food never called me because I wanted to be sane and there for the other people. But something happened on November 18th, November 18th, 2023. And for some reason, I forgot to bring my food bag when I was going out to one of the restaurants here. And the people we were having dinner with were not people I particularly wanted to impress. And out in the car, 5 minutes away, was my food bag with another scale in it. Not my food bag, was another scale that I kept in the car. And I can't to this day tell you why I somehow looked at my food, which I'd been here 7 years, and thought, oh, I know how much the salad they give me is usually X amount. But somehow no red flags went off in my head, no bells and whistles. And it makes me very sad. But I also, felt for a little while like, oh, I'm letting the fellowship down. No, I was letting myself down. And I have to believe that there was what I've told my sponsors over the years when they went back to day one was there's some other lesson that your higher power wants you to learn. I don't know if it was humility. I know it was certainly, I couldn't be anything but honest and the integrity and tell my sponsor right away, start back on day one. I don't think I've had any aha moments over the last 6 months, but I know, and some people did say, oh, I wouldn't have put you back to day one. I know I would have if that was a sponsee. It wasn't willful, but I wasn't staying alert. I wasn't, and you get what you get. So I am grateful to be here. Some of the program doesn't leave you, but I could just as easily have said, F it and go and eat. But I didn't. And you know,
5 minutes left, Linda.
thank you. And it makes me sad. But the bottom line for newcomers, which I'm now a newcomer again, is I will stay no matter what, because the best thing that ever happened to me in my life was finding out about GreySheeters Anonymous. It works. It's an amazing program. It's an amazing fellowship. And on November 18th or 19th, when I made that call, I didn't want to take any chance of losing everything that I had gained. And it wasn't just weight loss, that's not it. It was more being honest. I was not an honest person. Being able to, move forward. The saddest thing is that I can't go, the first one I've missed, can't go to the World Service Conference in October because I won't have a year yet. Hey, I'll still follow what's going on. I'll follow the thing. And someday again, I will be a GSR because I love giving service. What are some of all the things? It's not like it's been easy, but it's been so clear. Where's my gray sheet? That's right over there. It gives me a program for living. It tells me what to do. And it's the most amazing, amazing gift that I've ever been given. I think, what did I figure out recently? It's, I've been in the 12 steps for about half my life. I'm 81 now. And dealing with hard things, which is my husband who has dementia. But I'm a different person. When I stay abstinent, I don't have the resentments. Am I sad? Yes. Am I annoyed sometimes? Yes. But oh my gosh, what would I be like if I was putting, sugars and carbs into my body? My mind would be totally, totally destroyed. And I would think I needed to control things. Things like dementia, you can't control. You do the best you can. You can be there for the person. I heard the other day how someone in the memory unit here, which Ken isn't in yet, but how when they say something really strange, they divert them. How much better than saying, "Are you crazy? Why are you saying that?" I would like for the next, he's 91, so the next X years of his life to be safe and happy and good moments. I did not go to the Connecticut retreat, which I love every year, and because it's very hard for Ken to be in a new place. He would have gone over to my daughter's house for the weekend, but he gets confused. Where am I? Where is Tina? Where's Mom? Linda? So there's next year. As long as I hold it, just for today, I can, that old thing, I can endure for a day, which would appall me to do for a lifetime. I'm just staying abstinent for this one day. I've had my abstinent breakfast, I've had my abstinent lunch, and then coming, a nice dinner. So that's all that I need. Recently I fell, I was slipped on some water in the apartment, and it was literally like a rag doll going tossed around and bam into the corner of the wall. And I got a little cut on the back of my head. I got some scrapes. I got a bruise on my hip. And that's all. At 81, most people with great things would, be. I'm not going to trans it anymore, but it's like, hey, Gray Sheet keeps us who we want to be, healthy and joyful and grateful. And I love seeing all of you here. And I was trying to think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you I have met somewhere else. So I'm grateful. And maybe I'll meet the rest of you in the future. Love to you and thank you for having me here.